Hey guys, so this is going to be a weird one. I don't have a script for this one at all, so this is all off the top of my head, so just bear with me. Nothing is bad. Just to get that out of the way first, I am still going to be fine on YouTube. This video is much more about the long term than it is the short term. Short term, everything is going to be perfectly the same, but I do definitely need your guys' help for the long term. So here's what's happening. YouTube is changing. And that legitimately probably will be like something of like the thumbnail of this video. And the revenue on YouTube is changing. Just to give you guys a bit of perspective, for most of my time of being on YouTube, I have generally made right around $5 to $6 per 1,000 view for a video I get. And generally, I would average somewhere in the ballpark of 700,000 to 1.1 million views a month. But kind of in 2021, 2022 area, that was where I sat. And that allowed me to comfortably be able to continue to make content, to be able to pay my editors, to pay like a lot of the overhead that goes into YouTube. That has kind of changed. And two things have happened. First off, the revenue system for YouTube has kind of just decreased. I don't know if this is a site-wide issue or if it's just a my niche specific issue, but now I'm looking at right around $2 to $3 for every 1,000 view, which if you noticed is like half as much money. And again, to put that in perspective, I got just around 300,000 views in the last 28 days, which is nothing to sneeze at, of course, but that amount of views got me $900 in the month. Now, obviously, a lot of you can realize you can't really live off of $900 in a month. So that's one half of the big change that happened with YouTube. The other half of the big change is that for some reason, YouTube is not recommending my videos even to people that are subscribed, like on the main channel. This happened right after my Rattlesnake Jake fiasco. And if you guys don't know about that, basically I made a video on Rattlesnake Jake that started off my character crash course series. I had to fight to keep it up. It got taken down like 3 times, I think, and to the point where I just couldn't upload it. Because originally that video had over 1 million views. It was very successful. Every time I re-uploaded it, it got less and less views, obviously because people had seen it before. But after that, I kept getting copyright claims on my videos. Not strikes, which are way worse, but just claims, because a company was searching for my video and manually claiming it. Like someone who worked there was waiting for me to upload it so that they could then try to get a copyright claim so it couldn't be seen. And ever since then, which was like over a year ago, my views have plummeted. You can see on my videos, I have well over 300,000 subscribers. Some of my videos have 12,000 views, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 views. A lot of that comes from YouTube not recommending me to people as much, which honestly you can't control. That's just the algorithm. Another huge part of that is my subscribers aren't being notified about my video uploads, right? Because you would think if you have 300,000 subscribers, that's 300,000 people receiving your video, which I'm sure is not happening because a lot of people comment about how, hey, you're on screen. I've been on screen for like a year now and people are just still finding out, like commenting on videos I uploaded. So those are the two issues, right? I'm being paid less for each view that I get and I'm getting less views because of YouTube basically not recommending me to people that are subscribed. And I can control neither of those two things. And I think that is ultimately the biggest drawback of being on YouTube. This is what I tell people. Don't go to YouTube if you want to make money. I happen to make money on YouTube. I've made enough money on YouTube that I can weather this current storm fine. It won't be an issue in the short term. In the long term, this is when, you know, obviously months and months and months go by. And if I'm only making $900, then this stuff might be an issue. And that's why I tell people, go to YouTube because you're passionate about it. I am very passionate about talking to you guys, about working with you guys. All of my clients come from YouTube or word of mouth. I love talking about fiction, TV shows, movies. You know, I've talked about stuff that I never really even considered people would listen to me about, and hundreds of thousands of you have tuned in. And that's really cool. And there are like 10,000 of you right now subscribe to this channel, and that like really warms my heart because this channel is just me rambling. So the fact that enough of you sit here just to watch me do this is astounding. But to get to the main point of this video, like I said, the long-term process of this looks like it's not sustainable. And here's where I need your guys' help. YouTube, month by month, is just completely unreliable. Other services that I have are not. And I know this sounds like every YouTuber's kind of like cry for it, but Patreon, unironically, is one of like the big saving graces. There's a lot of you, over 200 of you, that are already subscribed to Patreon. And that is phenomenal. You guys literally don't know what that means for like my well-being, knowing that I have that consistent income coming in. And that consistent income allows me to have a way of understanding how much I can spend each month. And I really am appreciative in ways that you guys, again, really won't understand unless you're content creators yourselves about what that means. Just having like a peace of mind. Because when your job is so flexible as far as what you get paid and what you won't, understanding that you have something that you can rely on, like Patreon, is really huge. And it's because of you guys. And this, again, like every other YouTuber does, is my ask, nay plea, for those of you who can, to be able to support on Patreon. It really does make a difference. I understand a lot of you aren't in a position to do that, and that is 100% fine with me. I understand. Do not give me money if you cannot have money for yourself. Please don't. If you're already giving money to other creators and you don't have the money for me, that is fine. But if you are willing to support and you find value in my content and you want me to be able to keep making content, Patreon is the way to do it. Views, likes, sharing on YouTube, that's all good and dandy. Please, you could still do that too. Comment away, help the algorithm. But the main actual thing that will help me is Patreon. And I am not so vain and stupid that I will just be up here asking for money without actually trying to incentivize you. Because I realize giving me money every month, you guys should get something back. So I have been working on ways to step up kind of like what I offer for Patreon. I've been stepping up engagement. That's why I've been uploading to this channel so much, is because I actually want this to be kind of like a resource for us to get to know each other better. I do want to start a Discord. I want to start streaming. I want to be able to make sure that I can contact you guys and you guys can get in contact with me in a way that's not just having a camera between us. Because I think if you're going to give me money, I think it should be worth it for you guys. This should not be charity. I am not worth your charity. Please use it on yourself. But if you are willing and able and you feel like you would get things back in return, please, Patreon is the way to go. And I'm not even asking for like the highest tier. I did the math. If there's 10,000 people subscribed to this channel, right around 1,000, 2,000 of you guys consistently watch my videos. And again, warms my heart because I still consider myself just some guy. But if that 1,000 to 2,000 of you were to go to Patreon and do the lowest tier, $2 every month, that would be $2,000 to $4,000 a month that I would be able to, like, that would literally fix like every issue for the long term. And I have hired people to literally help me be able to answer emails, answer Patreon messages, post things on community tab. I am putting the money in and the effort in to make sure that I can connect with you guys more. But if 10% of you that are subscribed to this channel were to give $2 at the lowest tier to be able to make sure that Patreon has that kind of like sustainable, knowable income for me each month, that would be more massive than you guys could know. Because YouTube is a dream job. I want to be able to keep the dream job in communicating with all of y'all. That can only be done if I have a way of visualizing my path forward in the future. So again, if those of you who can support are willing, that's the way to do it. The other way to support is my books on my website, which I'll include a link in the description like I always do. I am tirelessly working on my 6th book, and I will put up my 5th book very soon. My 6th book is a sequel to my 5th one, and I wanted to release them at the same time, but that might not be happening, because we'll see. But My books are another way to support me, right? My books are like $5 a pop, and I wrote them not to make money. I wrote them for people to be able to experience the fiction and narrative within, because that's what I always wanted to do. I wanted to be able to share the stories in my head, and hopefully they could affect someone else the same way they affected me. Because as I've gone over in other videos, I never felt that books kind of like got me when I was younger. So I wanted to write books for those people who felt the same way. I thank you all for being here like you have. It has 100% helped me in a way that I really can't put into words. But if you are willing to help anymore, if you're new here, if you are interested in how to be able to continue allowing me to be able to connect with you guys and become more connected and make current content for things, then it's Patreon 100%, being able to go there and giving me that consistent income, going to my website, which I'll include a link in the description, purchasing a book, and being able to, even if you don't watch it, put on my video, just again for the algorithm, to be able to recognize that it's being watched. But definitely those ways I think will help me, because I have a lot in store that I want to be able to build a community around what I've, kind of created here. But I have a bunch more videos for this channel. I have some questions that I'm answering. Again, I'm going to try to upload pretty regularly here, along with, I think, I'm going to make a video on The Flash, even though that movie came out a long time ago. I just saw it recently on a flight, and oh my gosh, that movie is a movie, and I will get to that later. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you have already gone to Patreon, if you've already done any type of stuff to support me, if you have manuscripts that need to be edited, I'm a literal professional editor. Send them my way. I'll look at them for you. We can come to an agreement. We can have a phone call, right? Go to my website, see my rates. Thank you all so much for, listening all the time, for tuning in. It was a pleasure, and I'll talk to you all again soon.